Hello, my name is Fred David. Thank you for being here today. I'm a co-author on this strategic management textbook published by Prentice Hall. My co-author and I have developed a series of 11 short videos to highlight the overall importance of each chapter. There are 11 chapters in the book. This segment is going to focus on chapter 5 that's titled Establishing Objectives and Exemplifying Strategies. Why is chapter 5 important? Chapter 5 is important because it reveals the major types of strategies that firms are pursuing in strategic planning and gives broad guidelines as to historically when those various types of strategies have worked most effectively for companies. For example, one type of strategy is forward integration, which is gaining control of distributors. It would be like IBM establishing a chain of IBM stores nationally or globally, which they haven't done because they don't have sufficient resources to do everything that potentially could benefit. So as we've talked about before, tough choices have to be made. And chapter 5 reveals 11 different types of strategies that include forward integration, backward integration, gaining control of suppliers, horizontal integration, gaining control of a competitor or acquiring a competitor, market development, which is geographic expansion, market penetration, several types of diversification, as well as divestiture, retrenchment. For example, when would a firm want to diversify into some unrelated industry? When historically has that worked well? Chapter 5 talks about the guidelines as to when that has historically worked well. For example, on diversification, you probably would want to do that when the industry you're competing in currently does not have a very bright future, not a very high return on investment, and another industry would be better perhaps. Other strategies, divestiture, retrenchment. Many firms these days engaging in retrenchment. That's closing stores, downsizing, laying off employees. So chapter 5 focuses on establishing objectives and showcasing a number of different strategies. Michael Porter's generic strategies, 5 generic strategies are described in chapter 5. Cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. And 2 variations of the focus and cost leadership as to when those would be best to go for. You know, Bill Saporito had a quote that's in chapter 5. Bill said, "Whether it's broke or not, fix it. Make it better. Not just products, but the whole company if necessary." So there's a need in strategic planning, as described in chapter 5, not to be lulled into complacency with success. Peter Drucker says firms are most vulnerable when they're successful. In fact, another saying of Peter Drucker's is, some of the most important issues in strategic management cannot be quantified at all. So as described in the textbook, and particularly in chapter 5, is going to be a blend of intuition and analysis. It's going to be the key to establishing an effective strategic plan. A number of review questions at the end of chapter 5, as with each of the chapters. One, for example, is, do you think hostile takeovers are unethical? Why or why not? That topic is covered in chapter 5, and the answer is that on balance they're not unethical. The firm striving to acquire your firm may in fact have better managers that do a better job of strategic planning, and for a number of reasons may be better for your shareholders, employees, and managers if another firm were to acquire. So as long as it's done legally and sanely and without any illegalities, a hostile takeover in and of itself would be ethical, not unethical. So thank you for studying strategic management using this textbook. We're going to move on now to chapter 6, which arguably is perhaps the most important chapter in the textbook, chapter 6. So thank you for staying with us here, and we appreciate it, and we're going to move on now to chapter 6. Have a nice day.